Hello, welcome back, students. Sophia University, MBA 3006, where we're looking at international business law and ethics. Dr. Dale Gooden. I have the pleasure and privilege of being your uh, facilitator for this course. I thought we'd just take an opportunity to go over module one, which will include weeks one and two. And in module one, we will look at an introduction to business law and ethics. You'll have an opportunity here to read some chapter, watch some videos, participate in discussions, and complete and submit a research essay. And I'm actually just going right through the module from the LMS. So if you'd like to follow along, just please log into your system and click on modules on the left hand side and drill down to module one, Introduction to International Business Law and Ethics. And in module one, you'll actually see the textbook right there up front, International Business. I've included three links for you in case you like to read it directly from a PDF, a URL, or you can go directly on the website and read it as well. Couple articles for you, contributions of yoga to business ethics education. I thought you might find that very helpful, a way to just kind of merge some of the transpersonal ideas from your previous courses into this business law and ethics course. And I do want to stress the fact that there is certainly a synergy and a complement between what we'll come to find out to be business law and ethics, and how those are actually grounded and rooted in customs and rituals and uh, personal and societal practices. So, hope that you're able to make that connection uh, throughout this course. There's also another article, Digital Simulation, Applying Critical Thinking to the Practice of Ethical Decision Making. Fabulous video, or excuse me, fabulous article. I think you'll find that very helpful. And as far as videos, there is one video which is International Business Ethical Conflicts. Think that will lay a really good foundation, not only for module one, but what we'll continue to do throughout this course. And then finally, there are several resources, Anglo-American law resources, including links to Black Law Dictionary. And the Black's Law Dictionary, that is certainly the premier reference in the legal field. So you may want to have that helpful. Uh, the Blue Book Guide to Case Citations. I'm not sure how much you're going to use Blue Book citations here in this course. I'm okay with you using Blue Book citations or APA citations. I do want to let you know that I'm not a big stickler on citations. So as long as you have made an attempt to give credit to the source where you're getting that information, we can certainly work with you and work around whatever type of issues that may come up when it comes to either Blue Book citation or APA citations. But of course, there needs to be some type of citation, but doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, moving right along, you've got a link to the Code of Federal Regulations, which are the premier kind of federal laws in this country. You've got a link to the Federal Administrative Law Resource Document, a link to the United States Code, and then finally a link to WEX Online Legal Dictionary and Legal Encyclopedia, and that's compliments of Cornell Law School. And I want you to use these resources as credible, scholarly, and legal resources throughout this module. And I think maybe later on down the line, when you start your case tournament research, you'll find these helpful as well. So don't forget about these resources here at the beginning of each module as you continue to walk through the module. So your one of your very first things after you do your reading, after you watch your video, is you're going to participate in discussion boards. Your first discussion board in module one will be in week one, where you'll have an opportunity to introduce yourself. And if I am not mistaken, that also qualifies your attendance and participation in the class. So please make sure, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you go in there under that week one discussion board and introduce yourself, and also explain your interest in the course and provide any type of comment, feedback, questions, or concerns that you may have. The week one discussion. Let's see here. Module one, week one discussion. We're calling that module one, week one, introduce yourself. Okay, so we'll just go with that theme. So, with the module one, week one discussion, you're going to explore, investigate, research, if you will, what are the cultural barriers in business. And you'll notice there that you have a link to an article. What are the cultural barriers in business? So, what I'm going to ask you to do is select two topics from the content in that article. And then I'm going to ask you to analyze their effects on international business. So you're going to provide some type of example that's relevant to the business case. You're also going to include support from either a peer review or a legal source. And your initial posting should be somewhere between 200 and 300 words. That initial post is going to be due by Wednesday at 11:59 Pacific, and then you'll have all the way until Friday to comment on at least two classmates. Notice there that on your initial posting, there is an expectation that you're going to have some type of support from a credible, scholarly, or legal source. But on the reply to the classmates, there is no expectation that you have to have that evidence. Although it is a good idea anytime you're citing within a legal context to have some type of evidence or proof. So remember those best practices. Now we get to look at the case tournament preview. And in the case tournament preview, the case tournament is the signature assignment in the International Business Ethics and Sustainable Case Tournament. It's going to be held both online and on campus during the final three modules of this course. That will be modules 3, 4, and 5. It will include the in-person campus meeting. We'll have three teams that will compete during the event. In module 3, the first online part of the competition, you'll develop and post a 90-second elevator speech explaining the ethical dilemmas and importance of a sustainable component to the problem of your case article. In module 4, this is again online. You'll create a 10-minute trailer or preview of the business case. This time you're going to include the ethical, sustainable, legal, and financial aspects. Each team will incorporate a suggestion given through feedback and comments from the earlier discussion board forum. Each team will integrate that feedback into a 25-minute presentation that will take place in Module 5 on ground in Costa Mesa. There'll be a 25-minute tournament in which teams will present the business case and give a full presentation analyzing the ethical, sustainable, legal, and financial aspects of the problem and present a viable, practical, sustainable solution. And we'll have plenty of opportunities to talk about that in person when we get together later on this month. And then, of course, all throughout the course as we build up to that case tournament starting in Module 3. So the tournament will begin online during Modules 3 and 4 in the discussion forum, and then will continue in person on campus in Module 5. We're still doing an overview of Module 1. So, the Module 1 Week 2 discussion, you're going to watch a video called International Business Ethical Conflicts. And then you're simply just going to discuss your understanding of the topic by analyzing a legal or ethical issue in international business. Your initial post should be approximately 2 to 300 words. That needs to be posted by Wednesday at 11:59 Pacific and reply to at least two classmates by Friday at 11:59 Pacific. And you'll find that is a recurring theme for all of the discussion board postings. And then finally, here in Module 1, you'll have a ethics research essay. And I don't even know that it's fair to say that it's an essay. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to read the Convention on Combating Bribery of Foreign Public Officials in International Business Transactions. And then you're going to read quick bribery offenses. And really, that's just a stat sheet. It isn't anything that's a real hardcore reading. After you do that, you are going to click on the Rock Institute 12-step approach to analyzing ethical case studies. And you're simply just going to answer the first four steps in the Rock process. So, in the Convention on Combating Bribery and Foreign Public Officials in International Business, you're going to state the nature of the ethical issue that you've spotted. You're going to list the relevant facts. You're going to identify the stakeholders, and you're going to clarify the underlying values. So, even though that Rock Institute is a 12-step approach, in your ethics research essays, particularly in these first couple of modules, you're only going to do the first four steps. So you're going to read the article or the case. In this case, it's the Convention on Combating Bribery of Foreign Public Officials in International Business Transactions. You'll also use that quick fat bribery offense just to give you some extra context on the topic. But for your submission, for your Module 1 submission, you're going to complete the first four steps of the Rock Institute 12-step approach. So you're going to state the nature and the you're going to state the nature of the ethical issue that you've spotted from reading those two articles. You're going to list the relevant facts. You're going to identify the stakeholders, and you're going to clarify the underlying values. Your submission should include a title page. You should also have sources that are listed on some type of a reference page. Again, not looking for you to be perfect when it comes to citations, but you do have to at least make an effort, and that'll be good enough for me. The corresponding appraisal must follow each step of your analysis. And then you're going to look for relevant literature on the part of the case that is of interest by analyzing the facts and the ethical ramifications of the business practice. And you're going to see this as an opportunity to practice a case study analysis. So don't use a whole lot of quotes, but instead put these ideas and put the analysis into your own words. Your final submission should be about 2 to 3 pages, including support from scholarly and legal sources. So basically, this is going to be your first opportunity to prepare yourself for that case tournament that we'll have at the end of the semester. And really what I'm saying here is that as you analyze these scenarios, these ethical cases using the Rock Institute approach, it's important that you put it in your own words because as you go through and as you begin to do your own case study tournament, you're going to have to be able to put it in your own words. So, quoting direct quotes, that isn't something that's going to be natural or sustainable in this course. So get used to paraphrasing, get used to putting things in your own words. But the requirement in any type of scholarly environment is that you always give credit to the source of the information. Okay, isn't that enough fun for Module 1? I certainly think so. And again, at the end of the module, we'll also have an opportunity to connect in person uh, in Costa Mesa. So I look forward to that as well. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns. I'm also happy to set up a Zoom session with you as well. And I look forward to your contributions and also reading your case study analysis.